To the April 11th, 2023 City of Broussard Council meeting. Please remember to adjust your microphones and speak into them so you can be heard clearly on our broadcast for the viewers at home. If anyone in the audience would like to make a comment on an item listed on our agenda, please fill out a blue card located in the back of the room and turn it into our city clerk. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 5 minutes. Please rise for the pledge. I'd like to welcome Pastor Moat from First Baptist Church in Broussard. Thank you, Pastor. To lead us in a prayer.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we come this evening thanking you for the privilege and the honor to gather here. And Father, thank you for these men and women here in our city that have answered your call to be leaders and servants to care for our city and its citizenry. Thank you for them. And I pray for wisdom and insight and protection and guidance for them. And I pray for each citizen of Broussard that they will do their part to make this a great place to live and to care for people and to honor you by living in a way that gives you respect and honor. Bless us here. Protect us from harm and from evil. And may we love you and love one another. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Item 2.1, acceptance of the minutes of the March 28th meeting. Do we have a motion to accept?
Make a motion. Second.
The minutes were supplied in the council's packet. Tina, do we have any public comment?
No public comments.
Council discussion?
Question.
District 1?
Yes.
District 2?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large?
Yay.
Motion carries.
Item 3.1, Nikki McIntosh requests zoning variance for 106 Birdie Lane, currently zoned light industrial, to allow occupancy for a cheerleading academy. Do we have a motion to approve?
A move.
Miss Nikki is here tonight. Nikki, would you like to give a description to the council of what you intend to do in the building to help them make that decision? Please come to the microphone. And just to explain the problem, the building on 106 Birdie Lane, I'm sure some of you went out and looked at it, it's zone light industrial. That is not allowed in, the cheerleading academy is not allowed in that zoning class today. And that's why Nikki and also the owner of the property is asking for a variance on her business.
So when I reached actually a citizen of Broussard and I've had this vision to open up a cheer facility. When I went and I was searching out trying to find the right facility for this, when I came upon 106 Birdie Lane, my first setback was the parking. But then when I realized that everything that's around there, there's really not much that's developed around there yet, but there is a horseshoe driveway on that premise. A lot of my 98% of the students that are going to be in and out of my facility is going to be after 4:30, 5:30 is when everything's going to be starting happening until 8 o'clock at night. So I won't have the traffic during the day when those businesses are in full swing. Also, I don't have a parent viewing area inside. So it's really just going to be a pick up and drop off. There's going to be no place for them to stay inside. So that's why, we were just asking for this variance to be accepted in order for me to open up my business.
Miss Nikki is right about the development in that area. There are no buildings beyond the building she's in that are developed. So it's a cul-de-sac. There's plenty of, room for traffic to flow with the way she's describing the horseshoe driveway. The concern was a mix of small traffic and industrial traffic all at the same time. But starting late in the afternoon that you mentioned, and also kind of just drop off and pick up, seems to make sense, at least to me, in our conversations. But so, Tina, is there
No
any other public
comments.
comment?
No public comments.
Council discussion?
Question.
District two,
Yes.
District five,
Yes.
District six,
Yay.
at large,
Yay.
District one,
Yes.
motion approved.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing your business to Broussard. We appreciate that. Item 4.1, resolution number 743-23, a resolution declaring the certain equipment golf carts as surplus and salvage. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion. Check.
In the, Jamie Abshire, Park Director is here. Jamie did supply pictures of the two, is it two golf carts, Jamie? That
Yes,
are
sir.
being salvaged. Can you explain a little more for the council?
Yes, so this is two older golf carts that were, I'm guessing they were originally when the park opened. They've pretty much been cannibalized for any parts that were needed. The park no longer has the golf carts. We've went to the mules and the gators. The only golf cart that we have out there is the brand new one that you guys approved for purchase latter part of last year. So the only golf cart we have now is a newer version and the limousine golf cart. We do have one other golf cart that mine replaced the newer one, but I'll come at y'all at a later date of what we're going to do with that one. But these two here have been pretty much cannibalized for all parts. They're just ready to go to the salvage.
Yeah, as Gerald recommended, in order to move these out of the city's ownership, we have to go through this procedure so we can have them salvaged. Public comment, team? Oh,
No public comments.
council discussion?
Question.
District five,
Yes.
District six,
Yay.
at large,
Yay.
District one,
Yes.
District two,
Yes.
motion approved.
Thank you, Jamie. Item 4.2, a resolution awarding the bid for the 12-inch water line along Ambassador Caffrey from Highway 89 to Bonan Road. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion. Second.
Our presenter tonight is Mr. Daniel Hutchinson. Welcome, Daniel.
Good evening. This is the 12-inch water line that, goes from where, what's that shopping center now? By the Platinum Car Wash and ties into, right there by Steins on Ambassador Caffrey, which, this water line will, supply water from a different, LUS source. It's not from the Commission Boulevard plant. So it'll, I think it's LUS South, so we'll have another point. And once we create this loop, it ties into Albertsons Parkway, which feeds the rest of the city. So it's strengthening our system. We opened the bids, they came in under budget, and we're working through contract documents.
So just as a reminder, Daniel, the city already has a meter there from
Yes,
LUS,
this is- we
but it's
put it-
not tied into our total city system,
Yes, sir.
this
It's gonna
connection.
create the tie-in point from that master meter into
More redundancy,
all of this system.
more value
Yes, sir.
for us. This is just a this is just a connector from an already working
Yes, we
meter.
did the meter, we did the meter back when Platinum Car Wash was coming. We needed more volume of water, so we put the meter in and fed Platinum Car Wash and that little shopping center in, doctor's office. But we didn't run the line down Ambassador Caffrey because we didn't, at the time, funding and, there wasn't a need for it.
No public comments.
Council discussion?
Question.
District six,
Yay.
at large,
Yay.
District one,
Yes.
District two,
Yes.
District five,
Yes.
motion approved.
Daniel, do you have an estimate on when the contract will get started, timeline on that? Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. Ordinances for introduction. an ordinance amending the 2022, 2023 operating budget of revenues and expenditures for an additional $48,700 for safety barricades along South Bernard Road. Do we have a motion to introduce?
I'll move. Second.
We do have a blue card tonight, so I'd like to invite Mr. Rob Bunch up to the podium. Welcome, Mr. Bunch.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Rob Bunch. I've been living here in Broussard for the last 4 years with myself and my family. On January the 12th, a intoxicated driver left the roadway on Bernard Road and ended up in the back of my home. To that end, just the week before, another driver left the roadway on the opposing side of Bernard Road and landed in a pond. I'm here as the face of my neighborhood. I'm representing approximately 9 to 10 other homeowners that really am strongly requesting that this guardrail system be approved. If you've never had a car enter your home, you'll never understand what it is in terms of trauma and shock that I'm talking about. When your spouse lets out a blood-curdling scream and you don't know who is deceased or who is injured on the other side of that scream, it's quite unnerving. So I'm here tonight asking the council to do the right thing. The first time I had a conversation with Mayor Bork, I told him I had no faith in any Lafayette Parish politician, because unless the right politician's wife or child is injured, killed, maimed in some form or fashion, nothing gets done. He asked that I not look at Broussard that way. I asked him, prove me wrong. I'm here tonight asking the council, prove me wrong. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Bunch. Mel, could you give the council and the audience a description of the project that's being considered tonight?
Yes, if you look at the image on the screen, that's basically what would be installed. And I got a quote, the quote that's in your packet is for 1,100 feet, 1,100 linear feet of guardrail, just like this. And that would cover from one end of Southfield subdivision to the other. That would protect all the homes that are along Bernard Road. I'd estimate probably 15 or 20 homes. Yeah, right.
We did walk it, you were with me when we met Mr. Bunch on his property. The start and stop of the project were picked for a particular reason. There's a ditch that could stop vehicles where the project would start. Then there's the stretch where the homes are, and then once you get to the other side of the string of homes, then there's no, then it's just a field. So, and this is within that curve. You're basically capturing, there's the image there, capturing in any traffic that could potentially go up the road into a home. And some of the homes are quite close to the street. So, you know, we appreciate your explanation. Is there any other public comment, Tina?
I believe you just had one.
It's for a different
Oh,
subject.
okay. No public comments.
Open for council discussion?
This particular, how far would the barricade be from the road?
It would be approximately 2 feet from the edge of the road. That's about all we have. Right, and the barricade installer said that that's typical.
Chief, do you know how many times the vehicle has left the road, ran the house?
This is, since I've been here, this is the first one that we've seen the vehicle.
I'm all for this, but I have an issue because there's a lot of houses out here close. The speed limit on this road is 35. But you have Morgan Street's 35, with houses 20 feet from the road. Just concerned that we do this, we're gonna barricade the rest of the city. I've been on Morgan Street 64 years. I've had 2 cars end up 3 feet from my house. Barricade would have slowed them down. If they was a little bit further, they'd have hit my house. way to get the house, but they did. But Morgan Street is got one curve on it, and it's relatively straight. And where we're talking about putting these barricades, 2 feet from the road, where's the sidewalk gonna fall? No, they don't have a sidewalk on that side.
Sidewalks,
No
well-
sidewalk on that side.
the sidewalk in the future coming from Main Street to Ty and everything will be on the opposite side of the road.
Miss Ashley Landry would like to address the council.
Hi. I'm Ashley Landry. I am one of the Broussard residents that live along this road. My house, along with our neighbors, are probably some of the closest. The idea that this road was going to be so close to our house already made us nervous. Once this project was finished, it made me feel a little bit better that the speed limit was 35. It became a joke in our house, and I know the mayor and the police chief came to our neighborhood, and I said, it's been a joke in our house that we can hear the cars flying past us, and we're like, they're not going 35. They're not going 35. We were coming home from the gym at 6 a.m. in the morning, only to watch cars drag racing. So yes, there may be other houses in the area that aren't as close or are closer. The problem is that $40,000, I don't think is a bad price if it's when you're comparing to somebody's life. My bedroom is as close to the road as anything. So if you don't pass this, something happens to me, I want you to explain that to my kids, because I am closest to that window. So I ask you to pass it. $40,000. It's like the police cannot parole enough to keep the speeders away. They can't. But I'm asking you to pass this. I mean, it's $40,000. That's cheaper than paying probably for a policeman's salary for a year. We're just asking for some confidence that we can stay in our house safely, because you can only do so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Ashley. In fact, Mr. Roberts just asked me tonight, it's the second time he's asked me about the speed limit on Bernard Road. It's 40, and, I share the same answer with him, that the speeds we have on the roads are recommended from our traffic engineer, which is the process the city has to go through. But comments we get from people are polar opposite on speed limits. We get people that complain that it's too slow, and we get it all the time. And, I get it. I'm sure some of the council gets criticism about the speed limit being 35 miles per hour on the Albertsons Parkway stretch. But these are all recommendations that we get from our traffic engineer to help train traffic on a new red light being there, that's in curves. And it's all about safety. It's all about liability. It's the process that we have to follow to really do our job with responsibility. There's a lot of things I'm sure we'd like to just change the speed limit, or we'd like to just do these things, but it's not the responsible process for the city. And that's why we follow these processes. But of course, nothing is more important than safety, people's safety. So, I just wanted to make that statement. That's why the speed limits are the way they are. We get the emails, why is it at 50? Why is it 60? It's a big road. It can handle those kind of speeds, I would think. But I'm not the expert, so we rely on the experts to kind of make those decisions, and we follow their protocols. Councilman Bonet, I know you were heavily involved from the beginning on getting this item to the council tonight, if you'd like to speak on it.
I'm sure I'm as frustrated as you are. Government moves slow, but when you're dealing with contractors that you can't find to do the work, that even slows it down even further. That's what has been frustrating myself. I hope the council doesn't slow it down anymore, and we can go ahead and get this done.
Question.
District at large,
Hey,
District one,
Yes.
District two,
Yes.
District five,
Yes.
District six,
Yay.
motion approved.
Thank you all for speaking tonight. The item has been introduced, will be, up for approval at our very next council meeting. Ordinances for adoption. Ordinance number 23-766. An ordinance amending the 2022-2023 operating budget and revenues and budget of revenues and expenditures for an additional $190,000 for multi-use path extensions on South Bernard Road and West Fairfield Road. Do we have a motion to adopt?
I'll move. Second.
This item was introduced at the last council meeting. The images are in the council's packet. I believe we also have them on screen of where the multi-use path sidewalks would be installed. The issue here is another safety issue. There is a sidewalk that crosses, right around the same neighborhood that we're talking about, that crosses Bernard Road. And working with our traffic engineer, we could not get, an acceptable solution on how we would move pedestrians or bicyclists across that road at a place that was not an intersection crossing. So this project, there's two projects in this funding, source. This project is to move the sidewalk to the intersection of Albertsons and South Bernard Road and do a safe crossing there. The other project is to do something similar, but along Fairfield Road, to move pedestrians from basically the roundabout at Morgan to the roundabout at the end of South Bernard Road. All part of a bigger plan to create a sidewalk network down South Bernard Road in a safe manner. We do have a blue card, Mr. Charles Sharma. Welcome, Charles.
How you doing? First off, thank y'all so much for considering this sidewalk plan. It's been long needed. Just my concern in regards to the layout specifically on Bernard Road by Albertsons Parkway, next to my subdivision as well. From the drawing, looks like the plan is to extend the sidewalk in front of the gas station to have a crosswalk right there at the intersection, and then go down Fairfield. That's excellent. I'm sorry, at Albertsons Parkway in Bernard. By the gas station. My concern over here, the residents of the neighborhoods, Southfield, Montjardin, and Jordan Estates, still have no access to that sidewalk that goes nowhere. So if you're looking at it, we've had this discussion before. The mayor, chief has come to our council meeting, to our HOA meeting, and we brought this up. The sidewalk runs on the back side of Southfield along Morgan Street, but there's no way for any residents to safely get from the neighborhood to the sidewalk. My suggestion would be to run the sidewalk all the way across, in front of the grab and go and the new daycare, so the residents can actually get there. Currently, they have to cut through someone's backyard or cut through the back of the business. Okay.
So here is is that it? What's the name of that road, Mel?
Okay, so we will have a connected.
You'll have a connection on Albertsons Parkway,
Okay,
along Albertsons Parkway to get you to the intersection of South Bernard and Albertsons Parkway. And then there'll be a signalized crossing to get you across where the multi-use path will run down South Bernard.
okay.
Right, it'll actually tie into the existing sidewalk that comes along the backside of your subdivision, right?
All right, well, I think that's the answer.
So you
now.
could access it from a few spots in the front of the neighborhood is what's being added.
Now, from that neighborhood down to the two other subdivisions, Montjardin, are there any plans to
Not in this project. We have further plans to extend sidewalks, but this is what we're budgeting to just make these connections, because our real issue that we're trying to solve here is, as anyone in those neighborhoods knows, we've had that crossing gated for a long time. And we worked with our traffic engineer for months to try to figure out a plan to do that safely there, because that's what people's habits were. But state law dictates that if there is a pedestrian crossing, traffic must stop. So we would be stopping traffic on South Bernard Road, but even then, it didn't seem to make anybody comfortable that a car might not come blazing through, thinking that it was okay to drive through. So just doing it right, spending the money, moving it to a signalized intersection is the best long-term plan, and that's what we're doing. So that sidewalk connection at Bernard Road is gonna be broken and just turned.
And the current crosswalk, is that gonna be terminated with the barricade?
It's gonna be terminated short of Bernard Road, but there'll be access points to get, the same loop can be made, just in a longer way.
You know, I'm just saying people will be able to, won't use the current, crosswalk.
Correct.
across
We
Bernard Road.
cannot legally allow them to cross Bernard Road in its current position. So we're gonna back it away from the road.
Okay.
And add these sidewalks to make the same connections. It'll actually give people a longer path. You know, people that are traveling on these sidewalks are generally out there for exercise and enjoyment, not really going from one neighborhood to another. So there's no destination that they're being blocked from. We're just giving them more path to use and a different way around.
Okay, thank you.
And Mayor, I just want to point out that mid-block crossings are usually nobody wants, because the driver's not anticipating a crossing in the middle of nowhere. And that is the primary purpose of this project, is to get rid of that mid-block pedestrian crossing. The problem we were having is Mel would put up barricades and they'd move them. So we're trying to not put people in an unsafe situation. And, you know, I mean, ironically, we're here tonight to put a barricade right in that same area.
We've been trying to safely put a crossing at that section for a long time. The council's been involved with that. We've been looking at different ideas, working with the engineers that can advise us and give us plans that they can get behind. And there was just no way to do it where we could get the group to feel comfortable. So rerouting the sidewalk network is the way to do it. And it fits into our long-term plan of bringing it all the way up and down South Bernard Road, which will get connected to Fairfield, Morgan, Main Street, and create the connected city that we have a plan for.
And one other thing, in case anybody has a question, the signs that are there, we're gonna reuse. Nothing is going to waste.
Good point. They're going to be moved to the intersection crossing.
No public comment.
Council discussion?
I know we need some, I said this a while back, we need some sidewalks west of Bernard all the way to the shopping center near Youngsville Highway. And we also missing sidewalks between Morgan and South Bernard. On Albertson. But we're gonna take what we can get right now. We'll build as we can.
We are taking it in bites. I mean, we have to fund the projects. The state, we do have a plan for the Bernard section with safety enhancements along that road. The city has applied for some capital outlay money because it's an extensive network, and it's a fairly big reach for us, but we're taking bites as we feel like we can put it within our budget.
Question.
District 1? Yes. District 2?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 6?
Yay.
At large?
Yay.
Motion approved.
That was the last item on our agenda, but I would like to just announce and remind people that Broussard's first annual Beau Soleil Festival is this Saturday, April 15th at Arsenal Park. That's from 3 to 9 p.m. There's jambalaya being served, so come out and enjoy some good food and some music if you can. Thanks for being here tonight. Please drive safely. Meeting adjourned.